it's your life. That's why it's so important to talk to your doctor about getting tested. If you want info on how to take action, the Prostate Cancer Foundation is here to help. For more than 30 years, PCF, a leader in scientific breakthroughs, has funded cutting-edge research that speeds new treatments into clinics, helping patients live longer with fewer complications. Go to pcf.org to learn more about prostate cancer and how you can advocate for yourself. Remember, it's your life, and it's a simple blood test. Get it done.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Psst, we bought that action.
The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
Did you ever think that you would be in this position right now where your daughter would have some way lose her life?
I didn't want to believe it. All the times I called, sometimes the phone would ring and ring and ring for days. I didn't want to know that she had successfully committed suicide.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we're staying in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. Like, they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Yam, pam, jam.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, wow.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Speak up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tory? Like,
tell Tony, all aboard. It's okay to jump on the love train.
I'm not jumping on the love train.
We might got a couple seats left. left.
Listen, he ain't going to be, Jordan Love will not be the starter in 5 years.
Trash. That's a trash.
That's just my take.
Now you're trying to string it out.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Well, I'll need some apologies from the staff of 101.7.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. I think the line's messing up. Hey, Eddie. Oh, I guess something happened with Eddie.
Up, boy.
And they have an agenda, and the agenda is a satanic one. I don't know why people don't talk about it. You can't talk.
Oh, Yo. They just empty.
I want to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cups. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants to smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's Taco Tuesday.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Thank you for joining me this Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. We got another powerful show for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Hey, look, we been having these discussions about self-care because I've officially allowed this March to be self-care month. We're just coming out of February. Now we got to self-care. We got to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. We got to make sure that we're tapping into our needs and making sure that we're ready to last this year, get through the year. And I think yesterday somebody was talking about making sure we had checkups and doing the right things for ourselves when it comes to taking the physical exams. And we had a few physical exams that we were talking about yesterday when it comes to men and going to the doctor. But it's something else I wanted to bring to the table when it comes to self-care that a lot of people don't understand that plays a role. And what really plays a role is where you live, like your home, the place you call home. And many times when we live at home, a lot of times we go through certain difficulties and traumas and things like that. But we starting out our day in a home or in a place we call home or in a situation where you may not even consider it even a home. And that's even further to my point. What I'm saying is self-care starts at home or what we call home. And the only reason I'm saying what we call home is because there's different versions of what people call home. And everybody doesn't have, when you say home, that doesn't mean the same thing to everybody. We got the commercialized version of home, a safe place for you, but that's not the case. Trust me, I'm an advocate. I know many times that's not the case. Even when they said safer at home, those ideas with Governor Evers and all of that, safer at home, I just don't think that many times we don't consider that everybody's perception of home is the same. Some people are in loving ideas and supportive ideas, and some people, when you say home, they cringe because they're facing a lot of trauma and abuse. Okay, so now that I got that out the way, but being at a home is important for every child. every adult, because this is where we're spending most of our investment in the home. You know, paying the rent or paying the mortgage, the maintenance, furniture, food, you know, gatherings, things like that. These are very important. So when we talk about self-care, I think that we have to add the home lifestyle into the idea, because many times when I talk to young people and I see them on the street, or I talk to men and even women as an advocate, a lot of the issues that they have, the heavy load of their issues started at home. And they didn't get maybe the love or the support they needed, or maybe they came up in a broken family, or maybe something happened where they weren't heard or understood. And many times we don't think about home being that base to start that day off right, to start your day off right. So I'm going to put that out there in the universe. When we talk about self-care, maybe we got to make sure that we focus in on what the home situation looks like to provide energy, resources, love, care, and understanding. And when we look into the home situation, I think that people leave the house, if they had a hug, or if they was loved, or if they had someone there that understood, they leave the house on an upbeat level out into the world, whether they're going to school or whether they're going to work or whether they got to go out and run some errands. They got a good attitude leaving the house, and that shapes the rest of the day. But let's say you leave the house and you just got into an argument, or you just had a misunderstanding, or maybe you getting abused. Then you leave out that house, and that sets the tone for the rest of the day. Understand what I'm saying? And so I think now more than ever, we have to focus on the idea of what home really is, and is it working for you? Are you using those energies in your house to your advantage, or is it working to your disadvantage? Well, I got 10 ways. I came up with 10 ways, DJ Brother Z, how to spread love within the household, how to get that environment, that base energized. Number one, morning hugs. A lot of people don't understand how powerful a hug is, but morning hugs within the start of the day is powerful. It's powerful. It's just the little stuff. Start the day with a warm hug for each family member. This simple gesture sets a loving tone for the day. Sets the tone. Don't you feel better after you have a hug, DJ Brother Z? A good warm hug early in the morning.
I don't hug anybody in the mornings.
You don't hug nobody in the morning? You don't live in it? You just get up and take off?
Yeah. See ya. Love you.
Just peace out.
Deuces.
Chucking up the deuces. Well, hugs are one of the things that you can do. And look how people turn their attitude around. A lot of people have a lot of built up energy and stress and frustration, and sometimes a hug helps. Number 2, gratitude practice. Gather for dinner or share 3 things each person is grateful for, and focus on appreciation and love for one another. Now, this gratitude practice, a lot of people don't even have gratitude and thankful for those that are around them. They take them for granted because they see them every day. They talk to them every day. They forget that this person needs to be shown appreciation, and many times that's few and far between when you live with people. You don't, on a consistent basis, let them know that they appreciated their efforts, especially if you're a parent, or especially if you're somebody that's paying all the bills. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm not asking for it. This is what I'm supposed to do. But that little bit of energy, that little bit of encouragement helps. Thank you. Thank you for helping out. Thank you for being this person in my life that's a pillar. We can do these things. These are small verbal things that you don't have to pay for. You don't have to wait till Valentine's Day. You don't have to wait till Mother's Day. You don't have to wait till Father's Day to do this stuff. You can do this every day. You could do a little bit at a time, but it's just that little bit that counts. You know what I mean? You can leave a surprise card. You know, it doesn't have to be one of those holidays where you go get the card because it's a holiday or a birthday to get the card. You could go buy a card and just say thank you and I appreciate you. Like something special at random days. This helps build the energy inside the home. You know, family game nights. I remember, you know, when we used to have the family gatherings and we used to play checkers and Connect Four and Monopoly and have discussions and compete. Even though I always won and my brothers would get mad, we would always play these games just to, you know, hang out, spend some time together, play cards. I remember the family used to get around each other and play cards all the time. You know, there used to be a little money on the side. They used to gamble, but everybody was eating, playing cards. Everybody was socializing. You know what I mean? These are things that bring strong vibrations and energy to the home, to the family. Random acts of kindness. I don't have to explain that, y'all. We talk about that all the time. You know, maybe somebody need some socks. Maybe somebody need a new phone. Maybe somebody just need a meal. You know, they've been running. They haven't had a meal in a while, and you sending them $25 to get something to eat. Like little stuff like that. Random acts of kindness. This helps. Home-cooked meals. How many people sit down every evening and eat a home-cooked meal? I know I don't. That's why when I said we got to get, but when grandma used to cook every night. Grandma used to cook. It used to be some warmth. That's how I know she cared, because grandma would cook and present the meal. And sometimes when grandma didn't really want to cook, she cooked anyway. And many times we didn't have the option to order out and eat food. So grandma had to get up and make meals. And many times I think we get away from the gathering around the table, sitting around talking to each other and allowing each other to just have freedom of expression and discuss how the day went or what's going on in their lives or who are their new friends. Or many times when people get in trouble, a lot of the family members don't even know who the friends are or the kids. They don't even know where to start, because they weren't paying attention to the new friends that came into this person's life or the new people that are surrounding these people. So now they're scattering, trying to figure out the answers, but yet they weren't paying attention. It's just the small things that we can do. These are small things that we can do. Things that doesn't have to cost a lot, but it means everything when you talk about self-care, when you talk about the home base, the energy. You know, where are you recharging the energy? Is your home charging your energy or taking away from the energy? This is the time to regroup, rethink, and reshape those ideas, because we need these ideas to work in our benefit. Hey, DJ Brother Z, are you using some of these tactics?
Probably not, no.
What is, you know? I mean, I'm just saying. But the last and most important is forgiveness and understanding, especially in the home. Like, people are going to make mistakes. People are going to do things you don't like. There's going to be arguments. But forgiveness and understanding is a must. Let go of grudges and work towards resolving conflict in a loving and respectful manner. Just work toward solving the issue. Yeah, we're going to have problems. That is going to happen. But you know how I know people don't care about resolving the issue? When they bring up an issue, they never thought about how to solve it. They only want to tell you the negative stuff, but they never have the solution or the ideas of how to sit down and make it better. That's how you know that this person is all about the drama. So you just told me all this drama. How do we fix it? Okay, this is how you know that this person that told you all this drama, or if you feel this certain way, how can we get to the resolve? The quicker we can get to the resolve, the better we can make the adjustments and move forward. All right, those are my 10 tips to try to help as we develop, regroup, rethink, and reshape our homes, our self-care ideas. Hey, look, when we get back, We'll have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke. Never miss a moment of that action on the Tory Lowe Show on the new 101.7 The Truth.
John, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Hey, Tory, how you doing?
How you doing, Brother John?
Good. I love listening to you every day. I listen when I'm at work because I'm out in the car all day. And you should receive every award out there for radio broadcasting they have. And I'm going to start out with, I'm white, my wife is black, and I really love what you do for this community.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
Double up, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up, I ain't telling no lies, I just, yeah. I ain't telling no lies, I just
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. We got to stay right here in the state of Wisconsin. There's a situation going on with a Waukesha family death. Investigators are investigating 2 bodies found unalive. Person of interest is in custody. 2 people have been found dead in the Waukesha home. And the person of interest in custody is the son. We got a WISN news article on this if you're watching us as we broadcast live on YouTube. Let's listen.
Death investigation in Waukesha is now considered a double homicide. A couple killed in their home, their bodies found decomposing and covered up.
Yeah, here's a look at the family photo. Exclusive video now from News Chopper 12 Saturday shows that family home wrapped in yellow tape. That home on Cider Hills Drive just off Genesee Road in the village of Waukesha.
12 News' Hannah Hilliard is live outside the Waukesha County Courthouse. And Hannah, the woman's teenage son is in custody in Kansas.
Yeah, in West Central Kansas, Kristen. He was found with his stepdad's gun and his stepdad's car. Waukesha County prosecutors here just filing charges against 17-year-old Nikita Kassip for stealing both of those items. But it's through those charges we've learned more about the gruesome scene left behind in his Waukesha home.
I had been texting Donald many times and he wasn't answering, and I didn't know why.
For Judith Mayer, it's a Friday morning phone call that's changed her life. Her step-grandson hadn't been to Waukesha West High School in weeks.
Caller got a call today from the teenager's school and advised that they hadn't been to school in a long time.
Judith called police, investigators going to the family home in Waukesha.
I gave them the codes to the house, security code. I gave them his address, their names, and they took it from there.
A criminal complaint filed late Monday afternoon says investigators went into the home, finding a woman shot dead on the first floor hallway, decomposing with a blanket over her body. They found a man in an office, quote, covered by a pile of clothes with an obvious wound to the back of his head. Judith identifies the two victims as her son, Donald Mayer, and his wife of nearly a decade, Tatiana Kassip. Tatiana's son, Nikita Kassip, nowhere to be found.
He would never not go to school if things were normal.
Court documents say authorities found the teen Friday night in Kansas in his stepfather's car with his stepfather's gun and the family dog.
And within the hour, Hannah, Nikita Kassip appeared in court in Kansas for an extradition hearing.
All right, Kristen, to face those charges just filed this afternoon here in Waukesha. Right now, prosecutors have only charged Nikita Kassip with theft. He has not been charged in connection to the couple's death.
Wow. And once again, some people in the chat yesterday said that it could have been the son. I think that was Marie Sim. Somebody pointed out that it could have been a close family member. And to me, when things happen like this, when there's no breaking and entry, no obvious signs of somebody that broke in, it had to be somebody close because, you know, it was no sign of, you know, stress. Many times when somebody lives with you, and we was just I didn't even know it was going to get this deep. You know, when I saw the story, I kind of had my thoughts, but now that I see that this son possibly had a hand in it, and most likely, until we can get more information, understanding that this is a well-to-do idea of a family, you know, where they live in a nice neighborhood, a nice home, and this happens. And I tell people, don't regulate crime to just one area. Everybody has issues. Every family has problems, and crime and violence is everywhere. Crime and violence is everywhere. Once again, my condolences to this family and those that have been negatively affected by this type of situation. But what I want y'all to understand that we all gotta do a little. We all gotta do our part when it comes to understanding that we gotta make sure that we keep our eyes open and keep our head on a swivel, because any family at any time, no matter what race or color you are, things can happen within the family. And these people didn't even have, this wasn't right away. This was after weeks. A lot of the body was decomposing when they found this situation. It took a while because these families were, you know, in a good space, at least to the naked eye. And it became unusual when things, when the young man, the son didn't show up to school and things like that. And this looks like the grandmother is commenting and saying that, okay, well, she had a wellness check because it started to become unusual after a couple of weeks. They say that they haven't shown the son's picture yet, but he has been charged. I don't think he's been charged with the homicides yet, but he has been charged with taking the vehicle. So they're trying to get evidence right now and understand the connection with the homicide. So I'm going to keep everybody updated on this situation. that then took place in Waukesha at a Waukesha home. Once again, the son is the person of interest, and he is currently in custody. He went all the way to Kansas. They said with the dog, DJ Brother Z. Took the dog with him. We have the picture of the son. They did flash the family group picture of the son, but let's flash that picture of the son in the chat. Yeah, that's the son right here. Honestly, he looks like somebody that would be a book person, like a book smart person that, one of those guys that would get good grades in school. He looks like that type if you're just looking at him. But I guess we'll find out more. Oh, somebody said the mugshot. We don't have the mugshot. Well, I'm sure that's coming. I'm sure the mugshot is coming. Hey, we'll keep everybody up to speed on this. Once again, condolences to the family members and the friends and the community of Waukesha, everybody that's been negatively affected by this. When we come back, we'll have the Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Donald Trump is out of control, stopping payments for health care and food for hungry kids, eliminating the Department of Education, and letting unelected billionaire Elon Musk fire anyone he wants and get access to your most private information. We need a Supreme Court justice who will keep them in check before they go too far. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
I'm Judge Susan Crawford. As a former prosecutor and now as a judge, I believe in protecting you, your family, and your right to privacy, and that women have the right to make their own decisions about their health care. Because to me, that's just common sense.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk are both backing Brad Schimmel. He'll do whatever they want. That's why we need Judge Susan Crawford, the common sense judge who will keep them in check. Judge Susan Crawford for Supreme Court. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin. Crawford for WI.com.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Women's History Month. Listen to one of our incredible Truth teammates highlight the remarkable achievements of Black women throughout history.
Hi, this is Bailey Coleman from the award-winning 1017 The Truth. For Women's History Month, I want to highlight the woman known as the mother of Black Hollywood, Jennifer Lewis, for the incredible impact she's had on stage and screen for the African-American culture. Now, Jennifer is known for her more than 300 appearances for film, television, stage, and cabaret, performing comedy and drama as an unforgettable lead or a scene-stealing supporting character. Jennifer has established herself as one of the most respected, admired, talented, and celebrated entertainers working today. These days, you may know her best as the hilarious mother of actor Anthony Anderson on the top-rated comedy Blackish. However, Jennifer earned her title as Mother of Black Hollywood by playing the role of Mama to some of Black Hollywood's biggest stars, including Whitney Houston, Tupac Shakur, Taraji P. Henson, and more. Jennifer Lewis has been honored with a host of awards for her work in numerous television shows and films, including the Emmys, NAACP Image Awards, and of course the Black Reel Award for Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series. Her impact as a stabilizing, loving mother figure in films and television has made her a key figure and an unforgettable woman in the Black culture. Thank you to the amazing Jennifer Lewis for her contributions and for being the mother we all had in our favorite films and television shows.
Tune in to The Truth as we celebrate the greatness of Black women all month long.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneib. The Milwaukee Bucks return to the hardwood tonight in Atlanta. They'll take on the Hawks. Tip-off time set for that game at 6:30. Over to baseball, where the Milwaukee Brewers have signed lefty starting pitcher Jose Quintana. This is a one-year deal valued at $4.5 million. And we'll stick with the Brewers. The good news was Quintana. The bad news is pitcher Aaron Ashby, according to manager Pat Murphy, sustained an oblique injury in last night's spring training outing. They'll have imaging done this week to determine the severity of that injury as well as the timetable for his return. And lastly, we'll head over back to the NBA, where Dallas Mavericks All-Star Kyrie Irving suffered a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee. That is according to ESPN sources. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation, it's time to start jamming with juice. This is the Pop Culture Report with Carrie Noni and Ben Jammin on the Tory Lowe Show. Tap in to see what's trending today on Pop Culture Report.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Benjamin.
It's amazing.
And Carrie Noni Juice is out on assignment.
Yeah, keeping it juicy, y'all.
Hey, how you doing, Benjamin?
I'm good, dog. How you doing today, T-Lo?
Hey, I'm feeling powerful.
You 30 minutes into the show today.
Right.
You got it high. You got it spicy.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. It's a lot going on out here in these streets.
Yeah, nah, it is. It always is, Tory, man. From the streets to the beats. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on out here in these pop culture streets, Benjamin?
Well, first things first, any and everybody who was around in the late 1900s saw a movie that dropped in 1995. And ever since, we've been looking for different follow-ups of this movie. And finally today, the beloved Mike Epps dropped a bombshell upon the heads.
What?
All right, can you guess what I'm talking about, T-Lo?
Mike Epps movie.
Waiting. Ooh, we've been waiting.
For the next one?
The next one. You know what I'm saying? We've been waiting after next.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it seems like we're about to get the last one. Okay?
The last one.
The very last one. So if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, Truth Nation, I am talking about last Friday.
What?
Not last Friday.
Wait a minute.
Not last Friday.
Wow.
Us doing the Truth Community Awards. I'm talking about the Last Friday movie is in production and is actually about to they're about to start shooting it.
Wait a minute. So everybody wondering if they gonna do the Last Friday with Chris Tucker.
Everybody wants to know.
That's what I want to know.
Everybody wants to know.
I don't want to see another Friday without Smokey. I need Smokey in this.
Do we need Smokey?
Yes, we need Smokey. Friday? If this is going to be the last one, we need Smokey. Smoke Dog.
Okay, I mean, you know what? Chris Tucker, and that's another.
Because Mike Epps replaced Smoke Dog.
He definitely did. And you know what? So Mike Epps went on to the Breakfast Club today, and he actually dropped that bombshell upon people's heads today that Last Friday is in production. It's something that's going to drop. They don't have a release date for it yet, but they have got greenlit by the production studio. So
I mean, it's a moneymaker, though.
It's definitely a moneymaker. It's a cultural phenomenon.
You know what? I felt like Friday should have continued. Like Fast and the Furious.
I agree.
Like they should have made that a whole thing, a whole universe.
Right.
Because the characters, you remember the characters.
Each and every one of those characters are monumental. And then ultimately, shout out to Ice Cube, because what he went on to go do with even the Friday franchise is he made stars out of everybody who touched that. From Chris Tucker to Cat Williams to Mike Epps. Even what's the gentleman's name? Big strong dude who played Damon.
I know what you're talking about.
I remember all his other characters.
Yeah, he blew up.
Yeah, he blew up. But it's one of these people that
he's on. I saw him on a Cheerio box.
He got Cheerio boxes out here.
Right.
And then he was also a fill-in for the what was it called? The Voice or something like that.
Right.
Terrence Crews. That's what
Terry Crews.
That's what we're talking about. So Ice Cube was able to make celebrities, make A-list stars out of just his own franchise. And I mean, ultimately, that's one of these movies that, again, you might be sitting around getting high with your friends, smoking on some ganja or something like that, and you turn on a Friday movie. But for the past 20 years at this point, we were waiting to see if we're going to get another Friday movie. I mean, we've already saw the very first Friday.
Right.
If you haven't, make sure that you go somewhere on YouTube or you go somewhere on your PlayStation 5, whatever, how you watch movies, find and watch the very first Friday. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. Then you can watch next Friday, and then you can watch Friday after next, which in my opinion, I never really ranked each and every one of them. Like, oh, which one was the best, the second or third. I just like kind of what you said. It's a universe, and you just got to understand the story.
The Friday universe.
Yeah, one thing that definitely has to happen in the next Friday movie or the last Friday movie, I would love to see them give some kind of praise to Pops. Rest in peace to Pops. Right. He's no longer with us. He passed away about 3 years ago. So I wonder how they're going to tackle that hurdle because Pops has been in all of them. For
maybe
Friday
that's surrounding the movie. Maybe that's the.
It could be.
It could be.
It could be. Like, hey, he just lost his pops. Now it's time to, pay everybody come there, pay their respects. And maybe that's where we'll see Chris Tucker. Maybe Chris Tucker be the pastor. He'd be the preacher in there because that's something that he went to go do with his life right after he got out of Hollywood.
Changed his life.
Yeah, he changed his life. He became a Christian man, and he started following the faith of God. You know what I'm saying? So I could actually see that character being a role that Chris Tucker does play.
Well, I'll say this. I've enjoyed all the characters, but I think Smokey is not my best character.
Who's your best character?
Pinky.
Pinky! Say one more thing. Say one more thing. Say it again. No, Pinky was cool.
Pinky was so funny. I mean, it's a lot of different characters, but Pinky just had me crying. I mean,
facts.
Hey, that was just and to listen to how he came up with all of that. Now they telling the behind the scenes,
right?
And he said that he wasn't getting it. He was, they kept doing it and retaking it over and over again. And he said that Ice Cube looked at him and was like, we got to nail this. And he needed the job. So I guess he dug deep, and then that's what came out. So it was just funny to see how he was explaining how he came with that. That was all ad-lib.
Right. And I think that's just the beautiful thing about improv, though. Because when you do improv, you basically are able to show your most genuine self, authentic self in that creative spot that you're in.
Right.
And it's so interesting because even to go to piggyback off of what you said about Pinky's character, he also went on to go say that ever since he did that role, he's been typecasted. He was like, ever since I did that role, I've been typecasted. This is the only way people can see me.
That
now.
was powerful.
It's a powerful scene. Like, when you go, I know people who dress up as Pinky for Halloween.
Right. I'm talking about when you go like that, when you just go to a certain height, to where everybody I know everybody say that. Everybody do Pinky. Everybody videos, music videos, that's rappers.
True. Yeah.
Everybody try to do that, recreate that Pinky moment. You know what I mean?
It's super hilarious. And it just goes to show, how important Friday is in our households. My personal favorite was always Cat Williams, though.
Okay.
When Cat Williams came in as Money Mike, that's how he was introduced to Cat Williams. Most of us, at least, was introduced to Cat Williams as Money Mike. Yeah. He just was a standout character for me, especially, when he got trapped in the bathroom with Ted Cruz or whatever. Oh my God! Like he said, no, I'm a boy, David. I'm a boy.
Right.
And then even Damon character, and it's just so crazy because you could talk about all the Friday characters, and it's just like, dang, even Damon's mama, she had the mustache.
Right.
She over here trying to collect rent for on Friday after next. Man, and Ice Cube ripping on her, talking about hey man, you need to shave that. She was like. Boy, I know somebody that like it, and it's like, dang.
And Friday gave a bad shadow on security guards too.
Man, top flight security, Craig.
Everybody top flight security. Every time you see a security guard, you be like, they top flight. And then you checking to see if they got a gun or a flashlight.
Right, gun or a flashlight.
Right. Hey.
That's so crazy, man, because that's how impactful a movie can be. Because it really did go on to change the language that we use in the black culture. So if somebody say top flight security, they definitely not taking you serious.
Right.
You trying to act like top flight security. Damn, that's what you going to do to me?
People will go into stores and take stuff, and then they'll be like top flight security. They'll just walk out with the stuff.
That's funny, bro.
It's just one of those things where the effect of a cultural classic.
Right, cultural. It's a phenomenon, man.
Right.
And again, it's just one of these things that, you have to sit back and just lend an ear to, because you can actually see how Friday has impacted the culture if you've never seen it before. Even if you watch Next Friday and the no locked doors, that's also a reference that a lot of people reference from the Friday movies. And then even with that being said, it's like, I wonder how Ice Cube was going to go about this movie. I wonder what's the the theme going to be? What's the storyline going to be? What part of his life is he going to be in? You know, because I feel like each movie he kind of progressed in his life. Like, very first one, he had just got fired on his day off, so he ain't have no job. The second one, Craig still ain't have no job up until he had a job at the record store. So, you know what I'm saying? And then the third one, he had lost his job, but then found a job at the top flight security joint. So, like, what job is Craig going to have this time? It's going to be with him and his cousin Day-Day. Like, they've grown men now, too, so.
Or you know, it's going to be centered around the loss of his father.
Right. That makes sense, though. I can't lie.
Because, you know, Pops is gone. So something, they got to address that.
Yeah.
So maybe the whole day is about the funeral and everybody coming. Because, you know, they say if you want to see everybody in the family,
right,
the funeral is the new family reunion.
Yeah, and that's a sad thought. That's a sad thought, but it couldn't be further from the truth, you know. And honestly, that's one way I could see it happening. Because again, he has to give ode to Pops, and I would love to see his mom come back because we haven't seen his mom in the past 2 movies. I would love to see his sister, you know, Regina King, come back. I would love to see Nia Long, and it's so crazy now that we're talking about this. Nia Long and Regina King had just did like a little spook video like 2 weeks ago talking about, dang, what's up, Ice Cube? You forgot about us. We ain't been in the Friday movies ever since. Like, so maybe they've been teasing this whole time.
Right.
Like, you know, bring Nia Long back. You know, maybe Ice Cube finally do get Nia. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if that's the case, because I saw something about Miss Parker.
Miss Parker,
and they said she still look good.
That's crazy, B.
Hey,
that's just
Miss
Parker.
Miss Parker.
Facts. What you doing over there, Miss Parker? Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you.
Again, it's a cultural phenomenon, man.
It could happen, and I'm wondering, is it coming out of the same neighborhood?
Right. Well,
because everything was set around a certain neighborhood.
Well,
so
it was kind of always like you said, in a certain neighborhood, but they would take their little, like, again, you know what's so funny too? Shout out to my boy Bizzle, and shout out to Hit Boy and his mama, man. So next Friday, if anybody knows, a shot in Rancho Cucamonga, out there in California. It's a nice, rich area, bro. I went to Rancho Cucamonga like 2 years ago, fam.
What?
And, yeah. Me and my guy Bizzle Corfin. I tell if you listening, you know what I'm talking about. We went out there, man. We went to Hit Boy Mama house, and it was just so funny because my boy was like, "Dog, when we get older, we could tell people we went to Rancho Cucamonga off next Friday." And again, it's just one of these rich areas where it's a gated community. I'll put it that way. But it made me feel like, dang, I could be in the next Friday movie.
Yeah, hey, look, you keep going, you might be on a radio show host.
Hey, something like that.
In the movie.
Ice Cube was Hatton, dog.
Well, you know, Ice Cube, one of my favorite artists of all time.
He should be. Honestly,
Ice Cube is my top artist in the way he conducted himself in the long run. Ice Cube.
West Coast legend. I didn't even really understand the importance of Ice Cube until maybe like a few years ago when I realized the fact that he wrote all the NWA's rhymes.
Right.
All right. So NWA wouldn't even be a thing without Ice Cube.
Right.
That also goes to say that Dr. Dre may not even have a legacy without Ice Cube.
Right.
So Ice Cube and Dr. Dre are definitely needed on the West Coast. From there, Ice Cube obviously spawned over into movies, made plenty of stars out of the movie, but also went on to go show what a rapper can truly do. You could take it from just rapping on a beat to creating a whole movie,
and pretty much stayed independent. And then goes on to start his own basketball league.
The Big Three, for sure. So it's just one of these things. Like, honestly, if there was a career out there, I mean, obviously it is, but I would like to follow the career trajectory of Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still married to the same woman, has kids. His actually his firstborn, his firstborn
played him in the movie.
Right, played him in the movie, and his son is actually getting real acting roles. Like, his son was just in the Den of Thieves. The 2 that just dropped like last month,
and it was a hit.
It was a hit, and it's just one of these things where you can set yourself up for greatness. You just have to again pour into your creative side of who you are. You know, and once that takes place, and you have enough courage to put it out, I think you can actually get the ball rolling and create your own universe. You know, and create your own Cube vision. You know?
Doc B in the chat, he says, "Don't forget, bye Felicia." We say that all the time.
And that turned into like a whole little movie or something like that, or like a docuseries, something of that nature. Yeah. They had it on HBO. It was called like Bye Felicia.
What?
It was called Bye Felicia.
Oh, wow.
And then her son went on to go say that, look, I'm tired of people calling my mom and being like, Bye Felicia, Bye Felicia. He felt like it was just, he was traumatized by it. For real.
Oh, wow. They could have licensed it. They could have licensed it to saying, or got it to where if they say it, she can get some money.
And it's so interesting, too, because Ice Cube invented Friday, made the movie Friday in his early 20s. He had no idea what it was going to grow
I wonder
into.
how much money they made from
As it grossed?
From the whole Friday idea.
That's interesting. That's something we can look up, Tory. That's something we can look up.
Well, while we looking this up, we're going to run the break. We're going to have more pop culture when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and see this wonderful smile live every day. This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axhousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Fool, you know how we do it. West side, I'm from the west side. Nothing but the west side. Ain't nothing going on but the bomb rap song hitting all night long. Just like me on the black and white ivory, getting 6 on a T-League.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, Pop Culture Report, brought to you by Benjamin.
It's amazing.
Carrie Noni Juice out on assignment.
Yeah, keeping it juicy, y'all.
Hey, Benjamin, what did we ever get the total to all of the Fridays? How much did it gross?
So let's say, this is Google, this is AI, but one day when I meet Ice Cube all over again, because I met him a few years ago, I got to ask him, how much did he gross for real? But what Google says is it grossed $118 million. So that's from the very first Friday to next Friday to Friday after next. So, it's interesting to see that that was the trajectory of Friday. But I think, I guess, I don't know if y'all know Truth Nation, but we got a new content director. He directs our content or whatever. But the gentleman's name is Sean. What Sean went on to go say is that you got to remember that the first Friday film didn't do good in theaters. Right. It was really The Streets that played it on VHS, which made it the cult classic that it is today. Now, and it's funny to me because now when I even think back, like, I'm not even certain if next Friday ever hit theaters, but I know for a fact Friday After Next did not go to theaters. That was one of the ones that did not go to theaters, but as soon as it did come out, I felt like everybody had that joint around Christmas. This is like 2004. Right. I remember just being like, oh my God, I got Friday After Next, so.
Well, I'll say this, now that Netflix is paying out those big budgets for these films, do you really even have to do that?
That's true.
Go to the movies.
That's true.
These streaming services paying to have the content.
That's very true. Some people would say that it's the death of theaters. I just think that theaters need to figure out a new experience for people to experience. Because if people can watch the same movie at home, they're kind of looking at like, hey, if I can eat food at the crib and just watch it in my own facility, why do I need to go to a theater for it? So I think theaters need to figure out new experiences. Like you can go to Marcus Cinema, Ridge Cinema in New Berlin, and they have a theater in there called Screen X, which you got 3 screens that's actually going all simultaneously at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And stuff. Yeah, so it's really great for action movies because stuff tends to pop out.
So hold on, you got 3 screens, but they all showing different sides.
Yeah, so like so basically when the action
different parts of the movie.
Yeah, because I just went to go see the new Captain America movie. Now we got a black Captain America. Shout out to Buddy. But when that action scenes start playing or whatever, it goes from just this one singular screen into all 3 screens, and it gives you one of these like, dang, I feel like I'm in the movie type of feelings. So that's what I mean by experiences, because that's what people will pay for. People will pay good money for an experience that they can enjoy.
I agree.
100%. People remember experiences. They don't necessarily remember merchandise that you give them.
Well, I wanted to get into some of this Cameron Ocho Cinco beef, but I don't think we got that much time. Hey,
let's give a brief synopsis though.
All I'm seeing is that Chad Ocho Cinco says something on Stephen A. Smith about having a 3-inch, idea.
Yeah. A 3-inch idea.
Under idea. Whatever, 3-inch penis or whatever. I didn't want to say it, but hey, it's Ben jamming. but what I'm saying is, I guess he enlarged it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Cam took a note to that and went on a whole rant. And then Chad Ocho Cinco responded back, because he felt like he was attacked by putting out his truth. Should a man put out his truth when it comes to that?
I think that, you should only put out your truth if you are comfortable within your truth. Like, if you put your truth out there, just know, especially in a public space, that there's going to be people that laugh at you for it. There's going to be people that are going to attack you for it. There's going to be people that says, that doesn't matter. But you, in the public space, if you're going to put your truth out there, just be ready for the retaliation that just might occur. And learn how to have thick skin, because people don't say a lot of BS, especially when it's coming from people that may not like you. Because that's one of the things about Cameron and Ocho Cinco is Cameron basically went on to go say that I don't really care for Ocho Cinco. We were supposed to do a deal. He rubbed me the wrong way, and it's been like that ever since. So when it comes down to Ocho Cinco becoming fragile against Cameron, this is what you should actually expect when, you realize somebody's an enemy of yours and not a friend. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for summing that up.
Hey, nah, man. This is what we do here, right?
All right.
We talk for a living.
All right. Thank you for that Pop Culture Report, Benjamin.
It's amazing.
Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
You cannot look me in the face and tell me that America is the greatest country in the world when you have people who cannot have access to quality health care.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
We need to change the structure of insurance companies to make them nonprofits so that there's not a profit motive for you to make up your mind as to whether or not you're going to help somebody.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Black Talk.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's giving me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And I wanna look into this because there's a film out. A filmmaker discusses evidence of child sexualization widespread in all 50 states. Now, when we talk about this, we talk about a lot of things when we talk about education. And I had this conversation many times on the Tory Lowe Show about how far should educators go when talking to children, especially when it comes about, sex ideas or gender ideas and things like that. How far should these educators go? And many times, a lot of people had a problem with that, especially these last few years, because a lot of parents did not want. I don't think nobody mind the reproductive ideas, like when we were taught about the reproductive system. But once it got outside of that and into certain ideas of sexual natures and genders and identities, I think that's when people started raising their eyebrow on that, and that became a huge issue with this last election.
And like I always said, I think that was largely some of the reason why a lot of people wasn't with those ideas, and it showed up at the polls. It did. It showed up at the polls, a lot of those things that were going on with the children. But there was an ideal out here where the talk, where they felt that there was a grooming going on in the education system. And now this author, she's talking about it in this documentary. We got some video on this, her speaking about the child sexualization that's going on in all 50 states. If you're watching this, we broadcast live on YouTube and X. We got video. Let's listen.
Next, we're switching gears to the topic of children's education. Our next guest is the producer of the documentary American Groomer. It makes the controversial claim that children are being sexualized in U.S. schools. Elena Barber says the issue goes far beyond exposing a few teens to risque literature. Good morning, Elena. Thank you for joining us. I watched your documentary yesterday. In that, you allege and show evidence that children are being exposed to pornographic materials. What have you seen so far?
Well, since I made the film, I've learned even more. What we're seeing is in 50 states, thanks to the American Library Association, the teachers' unions, indoctrinated teachers, the Human Rights Campaign, there are materials being provided to children that have is what I would call, what anybody would call hardcore pornography. We're talking about kink, S&M, instructions on masturbation, teaching children how to take photographs, nude photographs of themselves, but hide identifying marks so they don't get caught. I could go on. I would never jeopardize your show by reading from these things because it would you would lose probably some of your licensing. It is that vulgar, that terrible, and what it is, it's grooming, and it's grooming children to be sexual from birth. I mean, one of the books talks about how everybody masturbates. Infants masturbate. Your grandparents masturbate. Everybody. Oh, wow. And you should look at everybody as a sexual creature.
What you're saying clearly is shocking. Some might say these are rare corner case incidents. Are you suggesting that this represents a trend?
Oh, this is beyond a trend. This is widespread. And that's what I hear all the time. And that's why I made the film. When people would either say to me, this isn't happening at all, or, oh, that may be happening, but it's in some, obscure or blue state somewhere. No, it is in all 50 states. I work with an organization called Take Back the Classroom, and they investigate school districts around the country. And you can go to their website and see what's going on in about half of states right now. But in the next few weeks, they are releasing all 50 states, about 85% of districts around the country, where you'll be able to go look at your neighborhood public school and see what's in it, read from these books yourself, see the excerpts. So knowing that we're not exaggerating about the level of the filth that they're giving to kids, and you'll be able to learn how to challenge those books with your local school board and have them removed. But it's going to...
look, like I said, a lot of people were turned off from the liberal idea with what was going on with the kids in the schools. And I eventually had to deal with a situation where a young woman was trapped in the bathroom with 4 girls was trying to sexually assault her right here in Milwaukee. And they were telling her that this young girl had to be their girlfriend. And I'm like, why are they this aggressive in the schools and some of these curriculums that they have put out here with certain natures of sexualized ideas and gender ideas? Like, it was creating an aggressive idea out here in these school systems. And I spoke out about it. I spoke out against it. And a lot of people got upset. A lot of people was down with this. A lot of people didn't see nothing wrong with it. Okay. Okay. A lot of people was taking their children out of public schools and putting and homeschooling them too. See, the thing is, we got to make sure that we're having these conversations and informing people, because if you're not directly involved or on the front lines, you don't know. You just hearing it from the mainstream media or you're hearing it from other people who are not extremely active. So, yeah, thank God that I'm on the air, that I can really discuss what's really happening on the ground. And even if you don't know, you can look into it yourself. If that documentary is called American Groomer, and if you want to look that up, if you want to look up some of the ideas that is being talked about, you can do your own research. You can do your own look into some of these statistics. But like I said, this is something that is near and dear to me, because when we talk about our children in the education system, we're failing on a lot of levels. I just read a statistic that 0.2% of 8th graders in Milwaukee are proficient in math. Like, this was something that we overlook or we don't think about until we see or we react to some of the things that come from a low education or the ignorance that come from children that are not being educated properly. Then we want to say, how did this took place? What happened? What's really going on here? And the statistics is already there, that they're failing in reading and math and science. But yet they're excelling in these gender ideas. I wouldn't want an adult having a sexualized conversation with my child, with my children. I wouldn't want that. And other people agree that that's not what we send the kids to school for. Try to improve the math scores. That's first priority. Get the reading and the math and the science together. But hey, a lot of y'all went along with the funny business. And hey, don't get mad when you see the result of a lot of these low vibrating ideas and you wondering, okay, well, why this kid ain't learning and why these kids ain't gravitating to certain ideas where that's basic education, reading, math, and science. But they know all these pronouns. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. I said something about it because I thought that the math was more important and the science and the reading was more important. Okay. Now I do have a question of the day. And the question of the day is surrounding just education, because when we move forward, when we talk about moving forward, how do we improve the math and the science and the reading and the basic ideas of just education? Because here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we tend to overlook that a lot of our students are failing. Okay? We got a lot of controversy about where the money went. We got a lot of controversy about who's running NPS and how they trying to run it and them not filling out the paperwork. But we're not having the great conversation of how do we improve on the math and the science and the reading. How are we going to fix that? And it's interesting because, I'm kind of scratching my head, because if the educated folks can't fill out the paperwork, how you think the kids going to do the homework? That's DJ Brother Z. Help me make that make sense. How are these kids expected to perform at a high level when the adults can't get the paperwork right? And nobody know where a lot of the money Hey, I gotta laugh to stop from crying when I see this. But yet, we got our youth by the thousands in this system. And every other day, we have grown-ups coming forward talking about the management, and some of the people that are working with the youth in the after-school programs talking about how it's being managed and mismanaged. And we got the ideas when we talk about the state and where's the state funding going, and are they going to have the paperwork done enough to receive this funding? And nobody knows who's doing what. Okay. This is what's happening. How are we going to address it? I got a conversation that I want to bring up since I watched this grooming, American grooming, and I looked at some of it. I'm going to watch the whole thing. I want to watch the whole thing over this weekend because I've been running. There's so many different situations I have to handle. But I just want to know, this is the question of the day for those that are tapped in, for those that have children in public schools. Should educators be allowed to discuss sexualized behavior or gender identity with children? Should they? What age is appropriate? What age is appropriate for this? Is this going to continue? I mean, we got to have this. Is this continuing to be like this? Every day I play videos and situations where adults are taking advantage of these children. Okay, what are we trying to do here? Because this is the elephant in the room. I know we're distracted by a lot of the things that the adults are doing, but what should we do? Should these educators be able to talk to the kids in a way where they discuss sexualized behavior or gender identity with children? I want to know. Because just a couple, before this last election, seemed like a lot of y'all was cool with this. Y'all was going along with it. Y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all turned y'all head to the side. Now we got information that the 8th graders are struggling with math. Okay, what's that? What are we going to do about it? A lot of people decided that they're going to homeschool their children, and I was one of them. I was one of them. Whatever it takes. I'm not going to just let the system go down and try to, sometimes you got to take it into your own hands. But how are we going to do this, Truth Nation? Hey, respond in the chat. I want y'all to answer this question today. I need somebody to help me out, help me understand how we moving in 2025. I know it's going to be crickets on the lines because a lot of y'all was with this foolishness. A lot of y'all was down with it. Yeah, a lot of y'all went and voted for this to happen. Y'all was behind this. That's why y'all ain't gonna call in. You can't even explain this. And this got something to do with the kids. 833-212-1017. I'm interested. How we moving forward with the education, how we dealing with this. Should educators be able to talk like this to the kids? Because this is where the left messed up. This is where the left, one of the things, it's a multiple things, but this one of the things. Should educators be allowed to discuss sexual behavior or gender identity with the children? Yes or no? Because we failing in math. The reading scores is down. The test scores is down. But they know all about this. They teaching them about all of this other stuff. I'm interested. If you think that they should, call in 833-212-1017. If you don't, speak up. Because this the real issues that's going on down the block. Down at your neighborhood school that we need to be talking about. See, when it get real, it get crickets. This the one thing I learned about this show. When it get real, when it get something that we can address, all we got to do is walk down the street and go and address it. It's crickets. Because it get real. It's a lot of people that don't live in a real space around here, and they just sitting back. They just sitting back. Let me look in the chat and see what they saying in the chat. Maurice M. says, this is why they're talking down on the Department of Education. It's definitely one of the reasons. It's definitely one of the reasons. And Not Really a City Girl says, unless it's sex ed, I don't think discussions about gender and sexual belong in the classroom. Kids should be forced on core subjects like math, reading, and science, while topics like this should be left for parents to handle at home. Okay. I mean, I think that common sense play a lot
a huge part in this. And so when I'm reading these new scores and test scores about math and reading and science and all of this stuff, and we right here in the city of Milwaukee is ranking at the bottom of all the lists. But yet y'all want to pick conversations that's up higher than the state, up in the federal. But when it comes to the local, y'all quiet. Y'all can hear a rat pee on cotton when it comes to the kids, and then y'all want to blame the parents. But like I said, let the parents take their part. Let the parents take their part. I'm with that. Let the parents take their part. If the parents play a huge part in the education of a child, okay. But should educators be allowed to talk this way? When we come back, we got some smoke on the lines, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Truth Nation, it's time to tap in. Them lines got that smoke. Call now at 833-212-1017 so we can put you in rotation. Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Prostate cancer screening is a simple blood test. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Men, it's your life. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. That's why it's so important to talk to your doctor about getting tested. If you want info on how to take action, the Prostate Cancer Foundation is here to help. Go to pcf.org to learn more about prostate cancer and how you can advocate for yourself. Remember, it's your life. And it's a simple blood test. Get it done.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. Weezy. Back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles. Running on diesel, dog. Playing with my name, this lethal, dog. Who you see? What? Don Corleone. Trust me at the top of
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show.
DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Question of the day. Do you think educators should be permitted to have an open discussion about sexual orientation and gender identity with children in the schools? 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. 9069 says no, they should not. It's not any of their business. It's between the child and its parents. We're going to head to the lines. Craig, you're on the new 1017 The Truth. Tap in.
Thanks, Tory, for having me. I've been listening to your show for a while, and I appreciate your stance on most things. I appreciate it. I was a school social worker and MPS for over 10 years, and back in 2014, I'm not going to name the school. It was an alternative school. It was court-ordered kids, so there was 8th grade. There was a junior high program, and then the high school kids. Last chance GED. You know what I mean? And they had a special speaker come in, and it was for the junior high kids. And this lady that I believe it was a lady, short hair, glasses, which in any case, she brought in adult toys, talked to these kids about all explicit stuff, and I was shocked because that was back in the day. Yeah, and it demonstrated how to put on protection, this and that. But this is 6th to 8th grade. It was ridiculous. I interrupted her. I said, "This is ridiculous." I couldn't handle it, I walked out, did a complaint, but it still continued for a two-day session. And she would address questions to the kids like, quote, "When you have sex with a prostitute, you have to do this and this.
What?
When you have backdoor entrance, you have to do this and check yourself for this." So it was like telling the kids they're going to eventually do this. And that blew my mind. I was so appalled because.
And this was back in the day.
This was like 2016, 17, and it happened more and more as I saw as a school social worker, we're involved with the bully initiative and everything like that. And the whole bully thing is there are bully groups, but a majority is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it brings in indoctrination of things of like kids are just like, oh, I guess I'm different. I guess I'm leaning this way now. It's major agendas, and I'm glad that things are changing with your show putting a voice to this, because this is dangerous, evil stuff.
And like I said, I gotta go and advocate for many times in these public schools, and I don't even put all the situations into the radio atmosphere, because sometimes the parents don't want this to be known, and many times, I have to say, okay, wow, like things have changed, and we got to take a certain stance when you see the basics, the basics of education failing, but then something that maybe, grooming ideas excelling in the public school system. You got to say something about it. Lana Banana, you're on the new 1017 The Truth. Tap in.
Hello. Excuse me. Hello. How are you, Tory?
How you doing, Lana?
Good. No, I wouldn't want an educator to teach anything about sex or anything to my child, because I don't know that person. I don't know what they're telling my child. That should be between the parents and the kid. Like my mother told me about sex when I was 5, because I asked my mother about it. I asked her, how the babies come, and she told me, and I'm glad she did, because then I know, what not to do in order to have kids.
Right.
In order to have kids, And as far as that woman bringing them toys to school for the 6th and 8th graders, you don't do that to the kids like that. Like the previous caller said, that's like an adult sex toy party to me, when she was demonstrating. And the kids' mind, when they're that age, they don't look at things logically many times, so that's why, it starts in the home. It starts with the parents, and you have to have an open conversation and to don't be embarrassed to say anything because that's your parent and your child. You know each other, it should be approachable, So, yeah, that's all I said. No, just leave it out of school. We ain't got no business in school.
Hey, I appreciate you for tapping in, Lana. And the thing is, when you talk about just public schools, and I'm going to stay right here in Milwaukee, and, we're working hard to try to educate and get these kids on a proper education level, and then they come up with programs with No Child Left Behind and things that kind of push the acceleration of children that don't know how to read. This story's coming out where kids is graduating with 3-point, 4-point grade point averages, don't even know how to read. Me and Liz Brown had sent me a couple of these stories like a couple weeks ago, and these kids is trying to sue the school because they don't know, the parents trying to sue the schools because the kids graduated and don't even know how to read. Push them through. Winky, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Hey, good afternoon to you, my man. I've been totally against this. Yeah, I've been totally against this for forever, since they way back when they started to before, but when it really started to get bold is when they had the storybook, drag queen storybook reading hour. This is a bad idea, but it's all a part of population control and population reduction. And if you can convince young kids at an early age that there's nothing wrong with being different, and different is having a woman and woman or a man and man, it's okay. Now, there's books out there that people that don't believe that this stuff going on, you can get a book called When Aiden Became a Brother. That's a book that they put in these schools. When Aiden Became a Brother. Okay, then they got other ones like The Backstagers. Now these books is usually from 6th, 8th to 12th grade. The Backstagers. There's a bunch of guys on the backstage. Then you got the T-Dragon Society. Anybody ever heard of the T-Dragon Society? Well, get your book and look it up. Now last night. It was 45 Democrats that voted for men or boys to play in girls' sports. 45 Democrats. That tells me one thing, that these people have not learned anything, and their agenda is to break America's spirit of heterosexualism. 45 Democrats. Just look it up. Last night. This happened last night. This tells me something, Brother Tory, that if you can vote 45 that women should be, that men can play in women's sports, and you are a woman, and you won't say anything, and vote against it if you're a senator, that tells me that you are a part of the problem. You're most likely a lesbian that can't talk even if you know it's wrong. But because you know your life is ran afoul and you are actually dictating to the people that you dictate to, you cannot talk about it. You can't say nothing about it. They know it's wrong, man. They know it's wrong. But because they themselves are affiliated and that's where their bread, the side of their bread is buttered on, they're not going to throw away their bread for that, bro. So those books that I gave to people, the books that I just gave to people, Tory, let them go look it up. Last night, they voted that women, they blocked it. We trying to get the people out the sports, and 45 Democrats blocked it in the Senate last night. That's crazy.
See it. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now. Hey, that's what it say. Hey, they blocked the bill. All right, Wink. Thank you for tapping in. Hey, look, when we come back, we got White Widow on the lines. We got Brother Love on the lines. We're going to have more conversation when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
With major changes coming out of Washington, our Wisconsin Supreme Court could be the last line of defense for our rights. The ACLU Voter Education Fund does not endorse or oppose candidates. but wants you to cast an informed vote in the Wisconsin Supreme Court election. So where do the candidates land on issues like abortion? Here are the facts. Brad Schimmel stated he supports banning abortion. Susan Crawford supports access to reproductive health care and successfully protected abortion rights while representing Planned Parenthood in Wisconsin. On April 1st, Wisconsin voters will make a critical decision about the future of abortion in our state. To learn more about the Wisconsin Supreme Court candidates, visit aclu.org/WI2025. Paid for by ACLU Voter Education Fund, 212-549-2500. Not authorized by any candidate or candidate's agent or committee.
ACLU Voter Education Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
The Greater Milwaukee Urban League is celebrating 105 years of legacy and impact. The 105th year milestone community engagement campaign is a mission-driven effort to support employment, education, advocacy, and entrepreneurship initiatives. Together, they can continue their impact and legacy. Join them in raising $1.5 million. Text 105 to 41444 to make a secure online donation today. Visit TMU.org for more information.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
For general contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneib. The Milwaukee Bucks return to the hardwood tonight in Atlanta. They'll take on the Hawks. Tip-off time set for that game at 6:30. Over to baseball, where the Milwaukee Brewers have signed lefty starting pitcher Jose Quintana. This is a one-year deal valued at $4.5 million. And we'll stick with the Brewers. The good news was Quintana. The bad news is pitcher Aaron Ashby, according to manager Pat Murphy, sustained an oblique injury in last night's spring training outing. They'll have imaging done this week to determine the severity of that injury as well as the timetable for his return. And lastly, we'll head over back to the NBA, where Dallas Mavericks all-star Kyrie Irving suffered a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee. That is according to ESPN sources. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
TNC, don't play with me. All my call me Big P. I stand on business, baby, bro. We call him Lil P. But he the big. I whip it up with my auntie in my mama kitchen. Just know I got the cheese to pay the bills. Don't ask me how I'm getting it. And don't ask me how I'm living, boy, cause you
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Hey, look, we got people on the lines. We talking about the conversation about sexualization of the children. There's a documentary out called American Groomer, and it's interesting. They're saying that the curriculum in all of these schools across the 50 states are basically just grooming. That's what the documentary is saying, grooming these kids
in a certain way. And when I saw that, I had to react. I had to respond. Plus, I had a couple of situations just personally as an advocate, families calling me up to the schools within the last year, talking about things that they don't particularly agree with and that their child is being affected in a certain type of way. And I actually had to go to a couple incidents with the family and sit there in the meetings. And I can't talk about it on the air because that's that family's issue and they didn't want to publicize it. But at the end of the day, I'm just seeing this weird vibration, of where I'm against the grooming ideas, and I talk about child enticement online, and it seems like these conversations in the schools need to be addressed about how we feel about how or what educators or people in the school system should be talking to our child about. We got Brother Love on the lines. Brother Love, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Hey, how you doing, Tory?
How you doing, Brother Love?
Hey, can I come to the cleanup this April, man?
Yeah, you can come to the cleanup. It's open to everybody. April 12th.
Oh, okay, cool.
April
okay,
12th.
Cool.
You got to register. You got to.
I'm there. I'm
registration. Down. You can definitely come out.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, for sure. Tory, yeah, man. I know I got a couple points, but I know poverty breeds incest and perversion.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and I know I understand that, and I don't believe that. I know, like, I worship God. I know my sexual desire is when I'm with my woman, it's developed about 4 a.m. when the sun rises. That's when I rise.
Okay.
So mine is like that.
So do you agree? Hold on, wait. But do you think educators should be permitted to have open discussions about sexual orientation and gender identity with children?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I absolutely don't agree. Point blank, period. And my next point, and I totally agree with you about that situation in Waukesha. I'm from Kansas City. And my deepest condolences and sympathy goes out to that young man there. And I believe, Tory, I mean, this is not to nobody, but I believe it's time to take young white male feelings seriously about what they feel and what they're going through. And I believe it's time.
Because what? Because they may act it out like what we're seeing and playing out in the media. Are you saying that we got to start paying attention to what they're upset about? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro.
All right. You know what? It's actually a movie out about addressing a lot of the white anger when it comes to, I forgot what that movie was called. I'll look it up. It was a movie I recently watched, and I only watched it because I think it was called, like, The Token Negro, and how important the token Negro is to soothe the ideas of the white culture so they don't get out in the community and take it out on black people. I got to look this movie up. I think it's called Magical Negro. That's what the name of the movie was. It's called Magical Negro, and how the Magical Negro pays attention to the anger and the ideas of white society and makes them feel good, and then it stops a lot of the negative attitudes that they come out and unleash on blacks. Magical Negro, that's the name of the movie. White Widow, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Oh, it's a dreary day, hey, for a dreary subject. But never. I asked my grandson, he's a jock, and it's cute because I never talked to a jock in my life when I was coming up. And then my son went to alternative, and now my grandson, he's a football player, boom, boom, boom. And I asked him, I said, do you have anybody transitioning, any of your teachers? And he said, yeah. He said, a man to a woman. And I left it at that. I couldn't go any further. This is my grandson. I'm his grandma. I couldn't go any further with that subject matter. But I left it thinking that I'm not homophobic, but that's a distraction. Someone in the front of the class with a beard and a dress on. I'll leave it at that. But the fact of the matter is that that's what's happened with DPI, and Tory, I'll take you on a tour downtown. We can go to state building. We can go to city buildings. There are no black heterosexual men, young men, who have been hired into these positions. There are no black heterosexual women who have been hired into this position. When you go to a city place 3 times in a row and you go to the counter and there's white guys there with nail polish on and eyeshadow, I'm just saying that unfortunately this whole LGBTQ thing hijacked George Floyd and Netflix. Where is the story of George Floyd? Dahmer's out there, the repeats. I want to know about George Floyd. To me, he was a martyr. Unfortunately, the whole cause was hijacked by LGBTQ. The school system said, hey, we can latch onto this. It's easier than to address the situation of our black students. And what has to happen, Tory, we can't let these kids sign up at MATC anymore. The dropout rate is 70, 80% after they sign the dotted line.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I got to look that up. I got to see what that was. Is that the real dropout rate? I don't know. I support, MATC. I don't know if that's the actual numbers, but White Widow usually, she's looking, she's combing through stuff. But I'm gonna have to go and trying to do my research on that last statement. But we got some video of the U.S. Senate blocks bill meant to prohibit transgender athletes from participating in women's sports. I guess this was a recent vote. If you're watching this, we broadcast live on YouTube, X, and social media. We got video. Let's listen.
Also from Washington this morning, Senate Democrats have voted to block a bill meant to prohibit transgender athletes from participating in women's sports. The Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act would have determined Title IX protections based solely on a person's reproductive and biology and genetics at birth. It needed 60 votes to pass, but failed along party lines, 51 to 45. In a statement, Senator Angus King said that under that bill, all federal funding to Maine would have been lost if even a single school district didn't comply with the federal mandate. He also said that he felt that the topic is more of a states' rights issue.
Hey, all right. Well, there you go. And I spoke out about this. I don't think that anybody that was born male should be in women's sports. I don't believe that. I mean, I don't ever want to look at my daughter and say, hey, look, you can't win this race because you have somebody there that may, no matter what you do or how hard you work, they're going to beat you. And that's the reality of this. I mean, for those who don't think that that's the case, okay, maybe you didn't bid into this. But all I'm saying is I don't want that. I think women have come a long way. I think women have come a long way to get where they at today. And I think that these kind of ideas will set the women's ideas back. And that's what a lot of people feel, and a lot of people that oppose it, I would love to know why. Why would you allow this to happen? Make it make sense. I'm always open to hear how this makes sense. Hey, look, when we come back, we got Pat on the lines, we got some chat, we got some talk to text. We're going to try to get to it all when we get back. Truth Nation! Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Milwaukee Black Talk.
And Joe Biden wasn't very controversial. He wasn't. Now, he might have done some things in his long, storied past, but if you all have been in the same line of work for 46 years, you probably have done some questionable things too. Joe Biden was a safe choice. He was a level of common sense. He was a level of stability. He was a familiar political commodity. Democrats don't have that right now. Democrats are caught with their pants completely down.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Donald Trump is out of control, stopping payments for health care and food for hungry kids, eliminating the Department of Education, and letting unelected billionaire Elon Musk fire anyone he wants and get access to your most private information. We need a Supreme Court justice who will keep them in check before they go too far. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
I'm Judge Susan Crawford. As a former prosecutor and now as a judge, I believe in protecting you, your family, and your right to privacy, and that women have the right to make their own decisions about their health care. Because to me, that's just common sense.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk are both backing Brad Schimmel. He'll do whatever they want. That's why we need Judge Susan Crawford, the common sense judge who will keep them in check. Judge Susan Crawford for Supreme Court. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin. Crawford for WI.com.
Every accomplishment starts somewhere. For University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee student Nick Birschbach, it was internships that led to a job at GE Healthcare. For Charles Kelly, it started with an internship at a TV station. Now, he's a weekend anchor. And for Jaden Anderson, her leadership led to recognition from the American Institute of Architecture students. The path to success goes many places. It starts at UWM.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Check. Straight up, dog. Straight up. Yeah, straight up. Hello. Hey. Bitch, I go by Mike. Whoa.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Question of the day: do you think educators should be permitted to have open discussions about sexual orientation and gender identity with children? Hey, take the poll. We got a poll as we broadcast live on YouTube. Hey, look, we got Pat on the lines. Pat, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Hey, kid.
How you doing, Pat?
I'm good. I was sitting up listening to, looking at the poll, first of all, and I want to say no. Educators should not teach our kids about sex because, first of all, they don't know what a male is and what a female is, a woman and a man. They can't describe it. They can't give the definition.
Hey,
so
the Supreme Court judge couldn't even tell you what it was.
No way should you be teaching anything if you cannot tell
Brown.
me that. Ain't that crazy? And so I think that's number one. And then if on the ballot it is said that the wording is going to be different to inseminated person, I heard that's going on in Wisconsin. That might be on the ballot.
Yeah.
If that is on the ballot, I'm warning all Democrats right now. I'm voting against everybody. I don't care what they stand for. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care where they at. I did not vote the last for the president election, and I've seen just how important our vote is. So now, whenever I hear something that I'm totally against, I'm going to be against that thing, and I'm counting all of the Democrats as you guys are all out for that because that's ridiculous. I'm a mother. I am a woman. And there's no way I'm going to let you call me an inseminated person.
Hey, they changing the language.
On my child's application or on my application. There ain't no way. And if they do that, whoever stand behind that, they're getting voted against. And I say everybody else should do the same thing because when they do it to us, adults, and they tell us who we are, then naturally they're going to be able to tell our kids who they are, and then where do we go from there? So I just called to say thank you for bringing it to the forefront, and God bless us. And another thing, how do you think Americans look to the rest of the world when we can't even define men and women? Like, we must look ridiculous and stupid. Because that's just dumb.
Hey, look,
I gotta go.
I hate the fact that we had to even get out here and sign into law that it's only male and female. Like, did that really just happen? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Did that really just happen that we had to reinstate male and female in this country? Hey. Hey. I don't know. But I think that many times when we talk about progress, when we talk about moving forward, a lot of this is why the liberals always say that they went too far over the cliff with some of these ideas and expected everybody just to ride it out. And I don't think that is going to be the case. If they continue this route, I don't think that's going to be the case. Now, when we talk about this inseminated person thing, this was a huge discussion. And I some things is just so crazy that when I see it, why is there a need to change the language to inseminated person? I don't know. DJ Brother Z. I mean, what are you trying to do in the long run? They saying that Evers proposes replacing woman, mother, and wife and variations of person who is inseminated or inseminated person. And a lot of people, a lot of women, hey, that's on y'all. See, and this is a lot of, when I talk about these attacks, and we talk about transgenders in sports, I think that when it affects the public a certain way, to me, it looks like an attack on females, to me. It does, because why would you allow for these young girls to train their whole life and to not even have a chance to win in certain situations, when there's somebody that was born male participating? I mean, no matter what you do to the body, the dynamics are male dynamics. So that is going to make it harder for a lot of these young girls to achieve their dreams in certain cases, in certain situations. And then don't even, when we talk about setting a record, so maybe they don't win the event, and then this person goes on to set the record that will never be beaten by a woman. That's why they have the woman 100-yard dash and the men's 100-yard dash. You know, because you look at the times, like, you know, the fastest female and the fastest male. Look at the times. It's disastrous. And I would love for somebody to call in and explain. I'm open. 833-212-1017. Explain, help me make this make sense in this case when it comes to sports. I'm open. If you for this, if y'all Democrats, y'all for this, call in and help me understand it. I ain't going to even give you no pushback. I'm going to just listen. Because I'm trying to get the rationale behind it. I'm trying to hear. My ears is open. I'm here to hear. I want to hear. I ain't gonna even push back on it. I'm gonna keep quiet. I'm interested and I want to know. Make it make sense. Let me know if we got somebody that's trying to make it make sense, DJ Brother Z. Once again, this inseminated person conversation. I was going to talk about this, but I'm tired. I'm tired, DJ Brother Z. I'm worn out. I'm mentally exhausted. After this last couple years, I'm mentally exhausted on a lot of this because, you know, we try to talk common sense many times, but, hey, if you can explain it to me, I'm listening. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
cannot look me in the face and tell me that America is the greatest country in the world when you have people who cannot have access to quality health care.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
We need to change the structure of insurance companies to make them nonprofits so that there's not a profit motive for you to make up your mind as to whether or not you're going to help somebody.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Black Talk.
Carrie, where's Tory, Lowe, and Dr. Ken at? I'm trying to knock these commercials out.
How am I supposed to know, Sherwin?
Well, I'm about to do their parts because my impressions are on point anyway. This is Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon, and I want you to download the Truth app in the Google Play Store and Apple Store so you can never miss my show or any of the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Really, Kyle?
Sherwin, you are crazy.
Sherwin, your impression of me is horrible. Move. Give me my mic. I guess I'll just repeat what Sherwin said. Go to the Google Play Store or Apple Store to download the 1017 The Truth app today so you can take the home of Milwaukee Black Talk with you wherever you are.
Can't listen live? Download the new 1017 The Truth app on your smartphone today to catch up on all your favorite shows. Search 1017 The Truth on your Google Play Store or Apple App Store so you don't miss out on any of the action.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But, try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. We got some smoke on the lines. Question of the day: do you think educators should be permitted to have open discussions about sexual orientation and gender identity with children? We got Jay on the lines. Jay, you on the new 1017 The Truth. Tap in.
Hello.
How you doing, Brother Jay?
I'm doing good, and you?
Blessings, brother.
Good. Well, I don't think when it comes to education that should be permitted. But it also comes back into play parents, teaching their children right from wrong, teaching their children the difference, because a lot of the times nowadays parents aren't necessarily proactive in educating their children about certain things. So I think that, you know, that's probably why teachers are trying to take the initiative to explain certain things, because we, you know, society as a whole, like as far as parents, aren't necessarily proactive because we have so much going on nowadays. And
but that does leave the children vulnerable to whatever that come with.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's just that, you know, even with, I know that you were talking about the transgenders and like sports and things like that too. Yeah, I mean, I don't personally agree with it, but I mean, when you turn on the TV and people constantly are proactive about everything being equal, when the world just generally doesn't, you know, operate that way. Like look at the statement, you know, treat me like a lady. I mean, that inherently is sexist if you really think about it. I can't necessarily treat you like a lady and at the same time, you know, it be equal. If you get what I'm saying, because that inherently is equal treatment.
You might be moving in a certain frequency when it comes to masculine and feminine and the roles and the capabilities of each idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
that's just my take on it.
All right, Jay. Hey, I thank you for calling in, Jay. G, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Good afternoon, Tory. Hey,
blessings, brother G.
Blessings to you, man. Listen, the previous caller I don't agree with, you know, is that what, men being in sports and stuff like that?
Transgender in sport idea in women's sports.
Right. I don't necessarily agree with that. I know some people try to put reasons behind it and all that, but I don't necessarily.
Well, I'm open. I said if anybody got a good reason, I won't even give them no pushback. I just want to hear what it is.
Yeah. Now the thing about the parents should be involved in teaching the young children about sex and everything, but how many parents take the time to do that? I know I had great parents, but mine didn't teach me about it. You know, when kids learn things from other kids too, you know, they experiment with other children, right? With peer to peer, and you know, when I first seen one of those books, you know, one of the kids had a book, and all of us was, you know, sneaking around looking at it, you know, with new pictures and stuff. You know, you learn things necessarily from other children. If the parents aren't doing it properly, so who's going to teach children, you know, the rights and wrongs about stranger. That, you know?
Stranger danger. Okay, so what's okay? I'm just saying, like.
Okay. Did they ever have? Do you remember they had sex education? Did they have sex education in school at one time?
Well, a lot of the education came from the reproductive idea of reproduction.
Right.
So
and the thing,
that
right.
and that to me, I don't have a problem with that.
In school. Well, I think so basically, you know, there's children that are confused about who they are, and how do you deal with that?
By teaching them math, science, and reading. You know,
but what about the things that they're going through emotionally also, you know, that they deal with it in everyday life?
Well, I'll say this. I think that we have counselors to teach problem-solving ideas. You know, we got an infrastructure. We got an infrastructure that teaches how to problem solve, you know, things like that, how to take a situation and try to make a certain thing out of it, you know, to work it out. Right. And we got vehicles to do that.
Exactly, but then that's going to be like since you say a counselor in the that's
we got other ideas, community organizations that do that. I know a lot of
that's going to be a
problem solving.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know a lot of problem solving agencies out here, and like I said, when you're having issues and difficulties, that's a matter of finding what the solution is and solving the issue.
Right.
That's it.
But there has to be a set curriculum to deal with situations like that, because we have a lot of children out here that are troubled, that don't kind of know who they are or where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
And so who's gonna deal with that? And also the talk about money and funding, who's gonna pay for that? So then the thing about insemination, if you look at what insemination is, now I don't know the idea behind Tony Evers trying to change mother.
Inseminated person.
That means that a woman is inseminated by a male. With I'm trying to keep my language proper.
I got you.
That's what insemination means. So, but as far as changing mother and all that, this stuff is real.
The pronoun.
Kind of, yeah, but right, but still, what insemination is. I mean, that's how we all got here. Through insemination.
All I'm saying is, why don't you just, a lot of times when you start it starts to get tricky when it comes to words, especially in legal documents. And you know that.
But basically the parents is where children learn and get their behaviors a lot of times. It's like even with the reading and all that stuff should start at home and prepare them because when they leave the house, all kind of stuff is going on when they're in the classroom, on the school buses, at lunchtime, on the playground. It's all kind of stuff going on that parents are unaware of, and teachers. It's a very tough situation.
That's why we got to have these conversations because where our energy go, that's where our attention flow, right? So what I'm saying is this is why we're having these conversations so we can try to bring it to the forefront so we can start breaking down and talking about it and having these addressing these issues correctly, because a lot of things do fall through the cracks because of maybe many times parents have to work, pay bills, put food on the table, things like that, and so things fall through the cracks. That's why I started my show by giving 10 points on how to really do the small things, during the day that don't cost nothing, that don't take a lot of time to try to address the family culture and bring a great vibe to the family culture. You know what I mean? And I think that many times we forget when we talk about growing up, being in a home, every home is different. What people call home is different. So what we have to do is understand that word called home, we have to regroup, rethink, and reshape it so we can get ahead of the curve, so we can be ahead of the curve. Eddie, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
How you doing, Brother Eddie?
Good day. I'm good, Tory. How are you today?
Hey, I'm feeling powerful.
Fantastic. Tory, I'm not a very opinionated man. I like to keep to myself. I don't like to tell other people or dictate to other people how to live their lives. I like to keep to myself, Tory. I'm a very quiet, kind of a serene guy. People don't know that about me, Tory, okay? But I had to call in about this. So here's what's going on, Tory. I think it's ridiculous that boys are in girls' sports, but you never notice girls trying to get into boys' sports, right? The guys are going to be on the girls' teams, but if they all believe in equality and equity, even these girls who identify as men still join the girls' soccer team, right? They don't join the male soccer team because they wouldn't make it. They wouldn't have any playing time for the most part. What I enjoy about this, young men trying to be on these female teams, is if you were to ask all these athletes before this started, how do you feel about transgenderism and boys who identify as girls and girls who identify as boys, they'd be like, it's terrific. I've got some friends from high school who identify, cross-gender. Okay, now they're getting a taste of their own medicine. Now they're really experiencing what this movement is doing to our culture. And in that way, I enjoy it. I like it that they're getting a taste of their own medicine, and they don't like it. It's absolute insanity. If women were truly equal to men, Tory, you wouldn't have a WNBA. You wouldn't have a UFC women's division or a U.S. Olympic women's track team. They're not our equals, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, socially, financially. They're just not statistically are equals. They have a special, valuable place in our lives as men. They don't realize how much we value their femininity, right? Their demure essence of who they are. Men need the loving, feminine peace in their life. It's what we're drawn to. It's what we're attracted to. And they're messing it all up. And they're messing up the culture with this. We need to go back to old school, old-fashioned values. Tory, the kind of values that Donald Trump
I knew you was going to say
and
that.
Vice President Vance are bringing back to our country in just the greatest way. Tory, on that note, I got to go. I've got some stuff to do. I'm at the UPS store shipping stuff. I got to go, Tory. Love the show. Got to go. Bye.
All right, Eddie. Tapping in. Oh, wow. And on that note, we got to run the break. When we come back, we got some callers. We got some smoke on the lines. We got some chat. We got some talk to text. We'll try to get to it all when we get back. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
What's poppin', Truth Nation? It's your girl Noni Juice from my friends at Steinhafels. Your home is more than a place. It's a reflection of you. Make it uniquely yours during Steinhafels' Make It Your Own event. From bold statement pieces to timeless classics, find your perfect fit for your style. Personalize colors and fabrics to make every piece your own. Save up to $800, and with Steinhafels' 18-month financing, making your room yours just got more affordable. The Make It Your Own event, only at Steinhafels and steinhafels.com. Now is the perfect time to join the Next Door family. Whether you're a parent seeking the best for your child or a professional ready to make a difference. At Next Door, children thrive in small classrooms with 2 teachers, exploring art, music, and STEAM. With special needs support, family resources, and kindergarten readiness, every child gets the attention they deserve. And they're also hiring. Enjoy competitive pay, great benefits, and opportunities for personal and professional growth in a fun, welcoming culture. Make a real impact in the community. Join Next Door today, where every child, every family, and every team member matters.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, I'm right back on their ass. Yo, they done made me mad. I've been keeping calm, constantly keep making cash. Yo, I've been getting bag after bag after bag. Yo, presidential I rap my Maybach mad black. Yo, call me Mr. Glock.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos.
Hey, look, we've been having another powerful conversation. Question of the day: do you think educators should be permitted to have open discussions about sexual orientation and gender identity with the children? And a lot of people are talking about the transgender in women's sports too. So if you want to weigh in on the conversation today, 833-212-1017, we're going to head to the lines. Miss Shaq, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Good afternoon, King Tory.
Blessings, Queen. How you doing, Miss Shaq? How you doing, Queen?
I'm wonderful and blessed. Thank you. I had to call in on this subject because it affects all of us. And I would like to say, as a Black mother of 3 sons, by the time they were in their early pre-adolescent years to their, adolescent years, so that's between 10 and 16, 17, I made sure that I taught them about sexuality, intimacy, and the anatomy of their body and the female's body. Also, as an educator, it was permissible to teach, it was called the human anatomy then, upon the parents' signature, agreeing with that curriculum, starting at 5-year-old kindergarten. So they had to sign, an agreement for us to teach that particular curriculum. But personally, I feel that we should not leave our children, our sons and daughters, to learn sexuality and intimacy from the streets or from their cousins or from anyone else. And also, we need to understand that human sexuality and seduction and sensuality has no respect of person or gender. It's our nature to be sexual. So we need to put it in perspective. And that's why you need to teach your children at home about sexuality and intimacy and what that looks like, feels like, because I find that in my experience raising my sons, one time my son, 16-year-old, had a friend who wanted to invite him to a man's house who was having a strip party of gay men. And so I refused to let my son go to this party, but they had been planning, without my, awareness. But then when I came upon it, then I was, involved, and I responded emotionally because I'd raised my son with education first, the foundation of education, and then the foundation of church and spirituality. So I wasn't in agreement with it, so we had a big clash, and my father was involved in, everybody was involved in the family, because my father went over to this man's house to see why he was having this type of party with young teenage boys. And also, one of my other sons, he was just 8. And a friend, we was living in Virginia, and a friend had him come to the house, to the bedroom where his mother and I was in the living room. And first of all, I don't agree with separating you from your child. That child should be in your eyesight. So when that little boy decided to take my son to that bedroom and close the door, baby, please.
Oh, wow.
My antenna was high. And within 3 minutes, I said, okay, I'm going to check this. Within 3 minutes, I went to check on that thing. And, yes, I busted all of that open. And you know what I did? I whooped my son because I wanted my son to, nothing happened to him, but I whooped him because I wanted him to know, don't let nobody make a fool out of you. Okay? So, and in that experience, when they pre-adolescence through their adolescence, I was teaching them about their bodies, about the female body, and, what sexuality is. Now, if they decide that, they choose to do this, that, that's their choice. I have to respect that. But when it comes to bringing men into a female locker room and all that, I do not agree with it. I respect them and their choice of lifestyle and sexual orientation, but I feel that it should be separate. If they want, they should have separate locker rooms and all of that. You want to play a sport with a female, fine, but I don't think you should be in the same locker room.
Hey. All right, Miss Shaq. Hey, and the thing is, when we talk about these things, we gotta have these conversations because it's going on right now. In the schools, these are the discussions that they're having on a high level, and many times in the public school systems, you see the full effect in those public school systems. You got private schools that are able to create their own curriculum and what they want to do in these private schools. But when you get to the public schools, a lot of times when we see these mainstream conversations, it's going on right in our public school system. Top flight security, Woody, you on the new 101.7 The Truth, tap in.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, blessings, brother Woody.
Earlier today, I don't mean to get off topic, but earlier today, with the union, they called me and told me how Benjamin was saying how they don't respect the top flight security of the world.
Right.
And how they just
doing the pop culture report. Yeah, right.
Since he said that, we done had 35 runouts. And what I'm saying is, listen, man.
Oh, wow.
Respect your security, man. We trying to make sure that your public stores don't get closed. Y'all see all these Walgreens and everything getting closed because it's a lot of stealing going on. You feel me? So don't joke about that type of stuff of people running out. You know what I'm saying? With these items, they putting us in danger. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying that by people not respecting the security and calling them top flight, that they just doing whatever they want to do because they know that many times the security can't really do
I understand that was a move. I understand that was a movie, but you got to understand when you people come in and steal and y'all the same color as they think that you my brother or sister because we can't stop you.
Oh, wow.
So it's like we got to let you walk out and you looking and playing. I feel like that's not nothing to joke about because you putting our livelihood in danger. So I'm just saying, like, be mindful of things like this. When you over there with the Mexicans don't let you run out the neighborhood to stop you.
Well,
you know what I mean? So I'm just saying.
We got Benjamin. Hold on, we got Benjamin in the production booth. Benjamin, you want to respond to this?
I'm just saying, Ben, I don't think that was a good joke because I understand they
with the top flight security that they would.
Woody, I'm just saying that's not.
Look, I know you got your job and everything, man. But look, you got to be honest, bro. People don't respect type flight security, dog. Like everybody expect y'all just to come with the flashlight, like y'all not really finna do nothing. Like I'll even say, even down here at 3rd Street Market Hall, we got our security guards, right? However, they had to even upgrade that security. Now our security got bulletproof vests. If I see a security guard with a bulletproof vest on, now I know you serious. You gonna get a bulletproof vest on, Woody? Is that what you gonna do? Is that what you willing to do to make certain that people take y'all serious?
But look, Benjamin, this is what you don't understand.
All right, go ahead.
I'm really not there to protect. I'm not there to protect tissue. I'm there to protect you. So when you make it a joke, when you arguing with somebody and they smack you in your mouth, you expecting me to protect you.
Yeah,
so I'm saying that it's like
because y'all security, y'all supposed to secure the building and the people, bro. That's what people expected when stuff go down, bro. If somebody if somebody slap me, Woody, I hope and pray that you gonna hop in for your boy Benjamin. You gonna do that or you gonna call the real police?
Benjamin, I wouldn't let you ain't even got a baby mama yet. But your future baby mama couldn't touch you in front of me, baby. This top flight for real.
That's what I'm talking about. You the homie.
You understand me?
No, for real though. You the homie,
I love y'all, man. I'm just on here talking for top flight. I gotta go back, man. Look, somebody just stole something right now. We done had 35 run. I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
Do your thing, Woody, man. God bless you.
All right.
We Craig and Day. So just kick back, relax. You heard what happened to the last security guards.
You didn't even hear what happened to the last security guard.
Oh, wow. Black Conscious, you on the new 101.7 The Truth, tap in.
Yo, now yourself in good health, brother.
Blessings, brother. How you doing?
Hey, I'm living, man. Got a little bug, but, I'm going to manage through because, it is what it is, but it ain't. It's worse than it could be. So listen here. I'm strictly opposed of, individuals that's tired of their Jimmy John and want to grab some boobies and then want to go participate in women's sports and in locker rooms. I don't stand for it whatsoever, because you can cut off your Jimmy John, you can add you some boobies and all that, but that don't change your man structure and still have an upper leg when it comes to competing against women. They should create their own sports, their own league, their own division, and let them all participate in that. I think that's only fair, and I think it's quite foul for them. I think it's quite foul of them to drop in high school. They don't even teach. It ain't home ec. What's the other one? They have dropped that from the schools, but now you want to put it on the children. Now you want to put that on the children? I don't think that's right either, man. That is the parents' responsibility and the parents' responsibility alone to teach their children about the birds and the bees.
I agree.
It's just as simple as that, brother.
I agree.
Should nobody be teaching your grade school children about the birds and the bees? That is your responsibility only. Now, we had that part in class. You probably had that same too back in high school, where they taught us that, and then they just dropped that. So why would they go to a younger? Bring that back to the high school. Let them figure that out.
Hey, look, it's a lot of things done changed. That's why we got to have these conversations, because a lot of the things that we need to be talking about is slipping through the cracks right now. They're voting on this, whether transgenders in schools or whether the curriculum, the conversation of the curriculum. We got to be involved in these conversations.
But only the reason why they change it is because we sit back idly and wait till they change it and then cry foul. No. Get up in them right now. Let them know this is not tolerated. We won't have it. And if so, we'll get you up out of there. We have the power in the vote. Let's not forget that. Now, if you don't believe me, you're going to run into another situation like a current administration we're doing now, where you think fat meat ain't greasy, then it's all over. Live righteous, Milwaukee.
All right, Black Conscious, thank you for tapping in. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversations they like in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
Attention families, Milwaukee Public Museum wants to remind you that Kohl's Thank You Thursdays are in full swing. Receive free access to MPM's permanent exhibits on the first Thursday of every month. Milwaukee Public Museum would like to thank Kohl's for their support and making this program possible. Visit MPM's website today for more information and to book your reservations. mpm.edu/KTYT. That's mpm.edu/KTYT. The Greater Milwaukee Urban League is celebrating 105 years of legacy and impact. The 105th year milestone community engagement campaign is a mission-driven effort to support employment, education, advocacy, and entrepreneurship initiatives. Together, they can continue their impact and legacy. Join them in raising $1.5 million. Text 105 to 41444 to make a secure online donation today. Visit TMU.org for more information.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Women's History Month. Listen to one of our incredible Truth teammates highlight the remarkable achievements of Black women throughout history.
Hi, this is Bailey Coleman from the award-winning 1017 The Truth. For Women's History Month, I want to highlight the woman known as the mother of Black Hollywood, Jennifer Lewis, for the incredible impact she's had on stage and screen for the African-American culture. Now, Jennifer is known for her more than 300 appearances for film, television, stage, and cabaret, performing comedy and drama as an unforgettable lead or a scene-stealing supporting character. Jennifer has established herself as one of the most respected, admired, talented, and celebrated entertainers working today. These days, you may know her best as the hilarious mother of actor Anthony Anderson on the top-rated comedy Blackish. However, Jennifer earned her title as mother of Black Hollywood by playing the role of Mama to some of Black Hollywood's biggest stars, including Whitney Houston, Tupac Shakur, Taraji P. Henson, and more. Jennifer Lewis has been honored with a host of awards for her work in numerous television shows and films, including the Emmys, NAACP Image Awards, and of course the Black Reel Award for Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series. Her impact as a stabilizing, loving mother figure in films and television has made her a key figure and an unforgettable woman in the Black culture. Thank you to the amazing Jennifer Lewis for her contributions and for being the mother we all had in our favorite films and television shows.
Tune in to The Truth as we celebrate the greatness of Black women all month long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by Lowe's.com. As one of the most popular and successful women to play basketball of all time, Sheryl Swoopes has a lot of influence, and she's using it to help get more people, especially Black women, to be proactive and get cancer screenings. The four-time WNBA champion and three-time MVP talked about why getting more people comfortable with screening means so much to her.
I say it's the ugliest disease out there. It's the one thing that doesn't discriminate, and especially in the African American community and you know, the Black and brown communities, it's something that we just don't talk about it for whatever reason. I know my mom didn't, my aunts did it. When we found out my mom had cancer, she was already in stage 4. And for whatever reason, it's just something we don't talk about.
So Swoopes is doing her part to talk about it as a spokesperson for RadNet, an outpatient diagnostic imaging firm. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneib. The Milwaukee Bucks return to the hardwood tonight in Atlanta. They'll take on the Hawks. Tip-off time set for that game at 6:30. Over to baseball, where the Milwaukee Brewers have signed lefty starting pitcher Jose Quintana. This is a one-year deal valued at $4.5 million. And we'll stick with the Brewers. The good news was Quintana. The bad news is pitcher Aaron Ashby, according to manager Pat Murphy, sustained an oblique injury in last night's spring training outing. He'll have imaging done this week to determine the severity of that injury as well as the timetable for his return. And lastly, we'll head over back to the NBA, where Dallas Mavericks All-Star Kyrie Irving suffered a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee. That is according to ESPN sources. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, you already know I'm going to show love to my friends at Cousin Subs, and I've been waiting for this one. Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic grill to order just for you, stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and topped with a Thousand Island dressing, and served on rye bread. And their delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake are you can order it on the Cousins app online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Hey, look, we've been having a powerful conversation today. We're joined on the lines by author and advocate Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. All is well.
Hey, look, we've been having another one of those conversations that we got to have many times when we talk about the education and what's going on. A lot of times these conversations fall through the cracks. And when we talk about the educators and what they're able to do as far as discussing or, having discussions about sexual orientation and gender identity with children, many times the ideal of these conversations, we don't talk about it as a community or where we stand with it.
I don't think that it's not that we don't talk about it, again, especially because we've been talking about it mainstream, want to make it seem like we're not talking about it. We having the conversations, but I think it's more of what they want to push. It's the ideas that they want to push, because a lot of times the conversations that are being had, and when we're speaking to our leadership and those that we have elected, it goes on deaf ears because they have their own agendas, because that's where the people who have given them money to stand for certain things is pushing that narrative. And so that's what's happening. I think it's pivotal for us as parents and as a community to get louder with the conversations that we're having and stop playing with these individuals or allowing these individuals to play in our face when it comes to our children, because the only reason a child is confused because they've been touched or somebody have implanted that in their mind that it's okay. When you have children books that's introducing them to sexual things, when your child see a bearded man in a dress, he's going to be confused because he understands at home that his dad has a beard and he don't wear a dress. So when we talk about the confusion, we have to make sure that we understand that the agendas that's being pushed on the movies, the music, in these classrooms, that's what made our children confused, because we started to not focus on math and reading and started focusing on 101 genders. That's where the confusion comes in. When a child has been violated, that's where it comes in. When you have an adult who is preying on your children or trying to groom your children, they are indoctrinating certain thoughts in your child and your children's minds. That's what makes them confused. The majority of the adults who have been touched as a child, the confusion comes in there. And now that we understand the agenda that's been put in play from Disney cartoons, these books underlining like Tinky Winky, who was a boy but running around with a purse. Like, this has been an agenda that's been set for a long time. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when we think about the gay manifesto that was put out in the 80s.
And they said that was a conspiracy
set in
theory.
play then.
But if you look at it and you read it, you see what's going on, right?
Theories. Hey, we found out that everybody that was talking about a conspiracy, it was the truth, okay? And they're trying to confuse other individuals who are speaking the truth because they want you to continue to live a lie. And the sacrifices that's happening now is with our children, because what they're not talking about is the fact that when you allow your child, all the children who have been put on these puberty blockers are forever going to be individuals that need Big Pharma. They're not telling you that when you allow your child to cut off healthy, breasts and private parts, how the rest of their lives they're going to have to depend on certain ideas, that they'll never be regular ever again. And not only that, anytime you're dealing with a child's brain, we know that's not developed, and you're putting them on all of these drugs, it changes the chemistry inside their body and their mental thoughts. So again, it's a flip side that mainstream media never let you see. But if you go on TikTok, if you go on YouTube, now you have those who have transitioned speaking out, because it wasn't the life that they thought they was going to have to take a pill to get up, take a pill to go to sleep, take a pill to use the bathroom, the trauma to their bodies that they'd never be able to have children, and so on and so forth. And then you have individuals like Governor Tony Evers. This is an attack on women, and it always have been. The reality is when you have people who are sitting in these high spaces, and this is why a lot of people are going against the Democrats, because they done jump not only off the board, like they're drowning and these sick ideologies, because the thirst for our children is above and beyond egregious. And in reality, if I'm confused as a woman and you confused as a man, then we no longer procreate. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey,
so
well,
it's a whole agenda.
Well, to me, when I see this, and then you look up and you see that legislation to restrict transgender athletes from participating in women's sports, where Democrats, all together, they're for this type of idea.
Absolutely.
And many times that don't represent nothing that I'm trying to teach. You know what I mean? So we got to have a conversation about this.
We do have to have a conversation, and it have to go beyond a conversation. We have to get active. We have to, again, vote individuals like Tony Evers and everybody else out. Screw the party. What are the policies and things that they're pushing? Is this something that you can live with? It's not something that I can live with as a woman. Like I said, there should be no reason why you're changing anything. And especially for me being a black woman, because you done already switched me from Negro to African, from Indian to mulatto. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done played that game. And at the same time, blame us for the mental illness that you have caused. Like, this is a systematical thing, that's being pushed. And we as a people got to just not stop talking about it. We have to make sure we let it be known when we go to the polls. This is ridiculous, and it's not getting any better. When we're talking about poisoning our bodies and things like that, when you have these children who are being preyed on, they're being preyed on. We spend more time at work than we do at home with our children. So 8 hours of a day, you got somebody sexually enticing your child, reading them books that are sexually explicit.
And we just was talking about a couple books the other day.
Come on. Yes.
Wow. And now they reading them online on YouTube. They reading these books that are heavily sexually driven in the version of kids' books. So
perversion.
Yeah, I mean.
Yes.
It's outright.
Porn.
Yeah, facts.
Absolutely. But at the same time, these are the same individuals, like I said, that will tell you that your child is able to choose their sex and that they're able to keep a secret from you that your son is going to school and being addressed as a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are laws that are being broken. There's no way no adult, because if my child kept the secret, matter of fact, when I was taking my daughter to the doctor and they were saying, well, if she don't want you in here, you can't be in here. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the confusion on the government's part when they stepping in, again, that's another problem. I don't need you to tell me what to do with my kid. What I need you to do is mine the monies that you're taking out of my taxes and handle the business you need to handle in our community. Because we have way bigger issues, and I just need individuals to get up off our children.
Hey, like I said, we got to have these conversations, and I'm happy we had this conversation today because I'll tell you this, while we're talking, they're making laws and legislation that is mainly going to affect our community because a lot of our children are in public schools. And a lot of these curriculums and a lot of these ideas are being taught or being moved through the public school situation. And that's going to affect our community heavily.
It is. It's already affecting our community, Tory. I mean, again, like I said, me being a black woman, I'd be damned that you're going to call me a disseminated anything, okay? I'm a woman. I've been that. I will always be that. And you're not going to switch anything for like, we're dealing with mental illness at the highest level, okay? Like, these people move the goalposts when they want to, when it's something to do with something they want to do. But again, it takes a village. And we have to not only talk about it, we got to be about that action. And how you be about that action, the people who saying they standing with it, we got to stand against them.
I agree.
We have to remove these individuals.
Hey.
When it's time to vote, put it on the paper.
And that's how they're going to know you fed up. Hey,
absolutely.
Look, when we come back, I want to get your final thoughts on the show today. And we're going to check in on the poll. Should educators be allowed to discuss sexual behavior or gender identity with children? We're going to see where we at as we broadcast live on YouTube, what Truth Nation had to say in the chat. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Milwaukee Black Talk.
And Joe Biden wasn't very controversial. He wasn't. Now, he might have done some things in his long, storied past, but if you all have been in the same line of work for 46 years, you probably have done some questionable things too. Joe Biden was a safe choice. He was a level of common sense. He was a level of stability. He was a familiar political commodity. Democrats don't have that right now. Democrats are caught with their pants completely down.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Donald Trump is out of control, stopping payments for health care and food for hungry kids, eliminating the Department of Education, and letting unelected billionaire Elon Musk fire anyone he wants and get access to your most private information. We need a Supreme Court justice who will keep them in check before they go too far. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
I'm Judge Susan Crawford. As a former prosecutor and now as a judge, I believe in protecting you, your family, and your right to privacy, and that women have the right to make their own decisions about their health care. Because to me, that's just common sense.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk are both backing Brad Schimmel. He'll do whatever they want. That's why we need Judge Susan Crawford, the common sense judge who will keep them in check. Judge Susan Crawford for Supreme Court. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin. Crawford for WI.com.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee, the time is almost here. We have been entering in true fans into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway for the last 3 months. And this Friday, we'll finally pick our next one call, that's all, $5,000 giveaway winner. Be sure to tune in to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on Friday so you do not miss your call, because if you do, we'll go down to the next caller until we find our next $5,000 winner. Again, that's the Big Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway, Friday, March 7th on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We're about to make somebody get them racks. Hey, racks on racks on racks. Elizabeth Brown, hey, another powerful conversation queen. Let me get your final thoughts on the show today.
Again, powerful. One thing we have to make sure that we're doing, like I said, is not only talking about it, but being about it. And we have allowed them to play in our face for a long time. And again, one thing we can't do moving forward is be politically lazy on the local level. You know, it was plenty hype. How are we going to show these people that we're not playing about our children, about our elders, about our community? Is removing the cancer that is these sick individuals who are preying on our children or preying on our women and our men as well. You know, it's pivotal that we make sure that we make time for what is important, you know, and a lot of people saying, you know, we're busy doing this, we're busy doing that. You have to make sure that you separate what's important. Your children are important. You understand? Your wife, your daughter, your grandmother, the elders are important. We have to make the time to have these conversations with our children, especially knowing that now they are being allowed to be preyed on during school hours. And one child that has been preyed on who is confused, one apple will spoil a bunch. If they're not prepared, it will perpetuate a cycle of violence. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so we have to make sure that we prioritize what's important in our lives.
Right.
Whether you want to have that conversation or not, it's a needed conversation to have, because every time we turn on the news or we scrolling online, it's a teacher who done violated a group of students. And the sad part about that is all of it is preventable. If we prepare our children ahead of time, then they won't be sheeped into believing or open enough for these people to violate.
And you got books.
If they know that it's coming or what it looked like. Yes, I do have children's books, me and my daughter.
Trying to fight against a lot of this stuff right now online.
Because it's preparation. Yes, it's time to prepare. Lizzie B, the busy bee. It's okay to tell what is consent, your personal space, all of that. It's books out here. There's no reason your child shouldn't be prepared to know what that red flag looks like. Because what I'm understanding now is all of these sexual perversion books is trying to normalize it to our children. So when an adult do approach them, it don't send off no red flag.
They're already grown.
So we have to prepare our children ahead of time. Absolutely. They thinking it's normal, and it's not. It's sick. It's disgusting, and people should be locked up for it.
And the thing is,
you didn't go to college to groom children, and to become a teacher.
When we talk about just education, and that's why when I started talking about the failures of just basic education in our communities.
Come on.
You know, this is what you send your kids to school for, to get the basic understandings of math, science.
And they don't have it.
And things like that. And they're not even getting that. And so why are we even talking about this extra stuff when we're struggling to get the basics understandings of math, science, and reading? And then you got all of this going on, and they are more proficient in this type of stuff than they are in reading math and science.
Because that's where you know where a person spend their time lets you know what they truly own. To educate our children in math and reading, they are less likely to be preyed on. You understand what I'm saying? They know that the level of even us as adults, the level of knowledge that we have, if it's the smaller level, is the easier to be manipulated into doing something that you have no business doing. You become a product of your environment. They know that if we don't have jobs, we're opting to, you know, prostitution or selling drugs or boosting. So now we understand what the plan is. Now we have to combat that in preparation. We have to prepare our children so they can see it coming.
All right, Queen, I appreciate you for being on these front lines as usual. We got a lot of work to do, Queen.
Hey, as always, King, let's get it.
Hey, I appreciate you for being on these front lines. I'll talk to you soon. All right, DJ Brother Z.
All right, Queen. All right, Tory Lowe from Waterfall. Green don't always mean go. Let's get it.
All right, Truth Nation. Hey, look, we got to pay attention. And don't be afraid to come out and talk about it. Call your elected officials and let them know where you stand. They always come out, ask you for a vote. They come out and ask you to do X, Y, and Z. Well, you got the power to say, I'm not feeling this, I'm not feeling that, and let them know how you feel about a lot of the things that's going on, especially when it comes to our youth. Hey, look, keep your head on the swivel. Green don't always mean go. And look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
You are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go and put your hands up. In times is how you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So we